Let me tell you a story of a superwoman. She's on a client call while prepping dinner, checking work chats with one hand and replying to school updates with the other hand. She's holding a meeting in her head while she folds her clothes, reviews home repairs, or tries to recollect and remember somebody's anniversary, someone's appointment. This is not superpower multitasking, it's a response to expectations layered on women and it's exacting a real cost. The search for approval often begins very quietly and subtly. You get praised for being polite, for getting good grades, for doing what's expected without complaining. And you thought it was a compliment. You were conditioned to accept the warm glow or the happiness, joy that comes when someone compliments you, saying, "You're such a superwoman, you're such a wonderful mom, you're such a great woman," while ignoring all the silent battles which goes behind that smile. Hi, I'm Satya Prema, your life coach. I help corporate professionals, especially working women, help create clarity, confidence, and resilience. Today, in this video, we will debunk some aspects of how multitasking creates stress and what can be done to mitigate in order to lead a better quality life. According to a recent IIMA study, 67% of women report struggling with work-life imbalances. And as per Times of India survey, 53% of respondents say they feel an overwhelming sense of guilt for not having spent enough time with their family. 48% cite workplace culture as a major contributor to stress and imbalance. 60% of working mothers feel the pressure at home and at work. Mental fatigue becomes a constant distraction in all this scenario. In the health sector, among mental health professionals, as per a survey in the NIMHANS in Bangalore, 64% report average to below average work-life balance with burnout, stress, and role overload being the key factors. These are not just numbers, they are lived realities. The late night shifts, the mental juggling, the hidden friction of trying to balance, be good at everything, serve multiple roles simultaneously takes a toll. I have lived this reality too for years. I wasn't just multitasking, I was constantly trying to prove myself, to excel at work, to keep things smooth at home. I was juggling too many roles, and to compensate for the guilt I felt when I couldn't do it all, and like many other women, it affected my health, and I was silently fighting my own battles with PCOD and infertility. The pressure to be strong outside while it was feeling fragile inside. I would break down any moment. That was very overwhelming, and I thought multitasking was my superpower, but it was survival, and slowly it was draining me. Why that multitasking shouldn't be a choice? Because it's a survival mode. Let's debunk this. First of all, it's a dual expectation. At work, she is expected to deliver with high competency, and at home, she has to do it all, handle her emotional labor, domestic labor seamlessly. Look at the mental load and the invisible labor which goes behind this. It's not just about doing tasks, it's also about trying to remember, anticipate, coordinate. That mental effort doesn't show on your schedules or on your performances, but it slowly drains. And for women especially, cultural norms and societal pressure is huge. There's still a persistent narrative that women should keep it together, no matter how many battles she has to fight and how many demands she has to concede. Blurred boundaries, remote hybrid setup after COVID gives less distinction between work and home. Work seeps into home and home seeps into work. When you silence yourself or try to distract yourself for too long, you tend to break from inside. The symptoms begin to show. And there is often a very limited support. From flexible work policies to equitable sharing of caregiving, whatever you say, the support is very minimal or even lacking sometimes, either at work or at home. What is the cost of multitasking? Burnout, exhaustion, reduced well-being, decline in mental health, quality of work, mistakes, rework, compromised performances. This leads to some sort of emotional dissonance. She is not being truly present in her form at work or at home. This is why most women tend to leave their roles, because they cannot handle it for too long. Most women tend to prefer home over work, trying to balance between family. Now let's stop exaggerating multitasking. Women shouldn't multitask because they want to. Maybe if they feel it's a must, if there is a support, she can do it. So let's shift the myth of multitasking superwoman to reality of shared load, clear boundaries and mindful structure. If you're one among this superwoman multitasker, juggling many roles, notice the mental load you carry. Try naming one task that is draining you constantly, which you're unable to manage. Ask who could help you share this load, where and when to let it go. Experiment and remodel your structure, but keep yourself in focus, and your peace and rest is important. As we celebrate Navaratri, it's about adapting. It's about bringing the inner focus, clarity, balance, creativity, fearlessness, the power to create and nurture. You will not celebrate Navadurga in one day. These are the qualities which you need to imbibe and use it as and when the situation demands. So today, let's embrace the divine and build conscious practices with great clarity. Let's help each other. Stop juggling and start healing. Join my 5-day WhatsApp class in the last week of October, that is 27th to 31st, between Monday to Friday. It will be happening between 8 to 9 p.m. IST, where we will unpack the invisible load, set clear boundaries and help you build mindful structure which you can practically live with. If you want to join the masterclass, please comment ready and I will DM you the details. Let's stop juggling and start healing.